My God, I hate drugs.
Strong words from President Duterte. He lashes out at his critics after he said it would be difficult to stop Chinese fishing in Recto Bank. Our senior correspondent Ina Andalong has the latest from Malacanang. Ina, can you tell us what the president said tonight?
Well, Ruth, President Duterte responding to those criticizing his decision to allow Chinese fishermen in Recto Bank. He specifically mentioned Supreme Court Associate Justice Antonio Carpio, who said that the Philippines cannot do that because Recto Bank is within the country's exclusive economic zone. Carpio issued a statement earlier saying, or quoting a provision in the Constitution, saying that it is the state's mandate to protect the nation's marine wealth in its EEZ, adding that it is also the duty of the president as commander-in-chief to even direct the armed forces to protect these areas. President Duterte had harsh words for Carpio and opposition senators who have also criticized him for this policy. Here's the president in his own words.
Alam mo, Justice ka, pero napaka-stupido mo. That is why hanggang dyan ka lang talaga. It's from Davao. Bata noon pa hindi ako believe dyan buang na yan. Walang rhyme o reason. Pati itong mga senador sa oposisyon, alam mo, gusto talaga nila ng gulo. Kasi sabi ko, tatanong sila, will you allow the Chinese to fish? Of course. Yan ang pinag-usapan namin noon, kaya tayo nag-uusap eh. And that was, we were allowed to fish again. It was a mutual agreement.
Speaking at the Presidential Security Group's 122nd founding anniversary celebration, the president raised 3 points as he defended his policy to allow Chinese fishermen in Recto Bank. First, he said, as he mentioned in that soundbite, it was what he and Chinese President Xi Jinping agreed on when they met early on in his term. He explained they agreed that in strengthening the two countries' friendship, China will no longer block Filipino fishermen from Scarborough Shoal, which was practically occupied by Chinese vessels in 2012. And now, in return, President Duterte says he will allow Chinese fishermen to fish or allow them in Recto Bank. Second point, he said China will not agree to any possible fishing ban in the first place in Recto Bank because it's also claiming the area. And third, he also cited challenges in enforcing a ban on Chinese fishermen. He said not even a superpower like the United States can stand up to China.
Ngayon sabi nila, you have to ban China. I-prohibit mo. Kung i-prohibit ko, how do I enforce my desire? Takot nga ang Amerika, ayaw nga mag-confront, tapos ako pa ang ipusta nila. Gusto talaga nilang mapasubo ako.
President Duterte also sarcastically challenged countries, specifically the United States, France, and the United Kingdom, to join the Philippines if they want to in heading to the Spratlys and face China. Ruth?
Ina Andalong reporting. And responding to the president's remarks, Justice Carpio says it is, quote, not worth a comment. Vice President Leni Robredo shares Justice Carpio's view that fishing in the Philippine Economic Zone, exclusive economic zone, is exclusive to Filipinos.
Exclusive economic zone, sabi ng ating konstitusyon, exclusive enjoyment saka utilization ng natural resources ay nasa mga Pilipino, pero hindi yun nangyayari kasi alam nga natin anong ginagawa ng isang Chinese fishing vessel doon sa isang area na dapat sana sa mga mangingisda natin. So, yun yung mas malaking concern. Paano ba natin yun i-address?
Meanwhile, Robredo met Vietnamese Ambassador Lee Quoc Tuan in her office in Quezon City earlier today. During the brief courtesy call, Robredo and the Vietnamese ambassador discussed the friendship between the two countries. The vice president also took the opportunity to convey the gratefulness of the 22 Filipino fishermen who were rescued by Vietnamese fishermen after a boat collision in the Recto Bank. In other news, the ruling political party PDP Laban names Marinduque Representative Lord Alan Velasco as its candidate for House Speaker. But the House Speakership race remains anybody's game since President Duterte refuses to identify his choice. Lawmakers crossed party lines to support their candidate and say they have the numbers to win. Cian Arcangel has the story.
It's not yet a done deal. The camps of Marinduque Congressman Lord Alan J. Velasco and later Representative-elect Martin Romualdez rushed to rally support from their colleagues after President Rodrigo Duterte said he's no longer naming a choice for House Speaker. Speaking through a video call from the U.S., Senator Manny Pacquiao says Velasco is the administration party PDP Laban's candidate. 5 lawmakers from PDP Laban, Nationalist People's Coalition, Party List Coalition, and Northern Luzon Alliance have signed a manifesto of support for Velasco. They say they have the blessing of their party mates. But close to 40 lawmakers from the same groups attended the meeting organized by Romualdez. Lawmakers backing Romualdez say Pacquiao's announcement and the manifesto don't make Velasco the choice candidate.
I was never consulted about the choice for the party candidate for speakership. It's the president's choice to make, not for Manny Pacquiao.
We are repudiating the supposed signing of Congressman Mikey Romero representing the party list bloc. We never had a decision, we never had an agreement, at hindi namin sinusuportahan yung desisyon doon sa manifesto.
Aside from PDP Laban and the Party List Coalition, other political groups in the meeting with Romualdez were the National Unity Party, Nacionalista Party, Liberal Party, and Lakas CMD. Romualdez says the meeting shows lawmakers can cross party lines for a common cause.
This is a gathering of congressmen and congresswomen of like minds that want to work together.
Taguig Pateros Congressman Alan Peter Cayetano, another candidate for Speaker, earlier claimed to have the support of some of Velasco's party mates, such as San Juan Congressman Ronaldo Zamora, Mandaluyong City's Neptali Gonzalez, and incoming Laguna Congressman Dan Fernandez. A nationalista himself, Cayetano says he also has the support of the National Unity Party. In a two-way fight for Speaker, a candidate needs to have 153 votes to win. But if there will be 3 or more contenders, the new Speaker will be elected by a plurality, with the camps of Velasco, Romualdez, and Cayetano each claiming to have the numbers in the speakership race. Salceda says a presidential intervention will help settle the issue. He believes the president will make his choice known before the election of a new speaker on July 22nd.
I don't think the president will allow a bloody fight inside the floor. The choice is for the president to make. And therefore, how he looks at the number is more important to us.
Romualdez says he will continue courting his colleagues' support until the 18th Congress opens.
We are confident that we are a strong contender and that we will not stop working.
It seems party loyalties don't matter at this point as aspirants engage in a numbers game to gain support in their bid to become speaker, and they may have to work doubly hard to win the race and get an endorsement from no less than President Duterte himself. Cian Arcangel, CNN Philippines.
Meantime, the leftist Makabayan Bloc is endorsing its own candidate for House Speaker. The coalition wants Bayan Muna Representative Carlos Zarate for the position. While the Makabayan Bloc only has 6 members, Zarate says joining the race is symbolic for them. He tells CNN Philippines his speakership bid is to show the lower house can have a leader who doesn't need President Duterte's endorsement.
While all these frontrunners, so-called frontrunners, are seeking the blessing of Malacanang, no? They can have a speaker that no longer needs the blessing of Malacanang, no? Because that is very unfortunate. We said that the House or Congress is a co-equal branch of our democratic system, but all the candidates, all these frontrunners, wants to have the blessing of Malacanang. And this is emblematic of how patronage system is really working in the country.
Dirty rivers, solving the garbage disposal problem, and combating air pollution. These are some of the tasks in the upcoming rehabilitation of Baguio City. DNR noted that these are among the problems tainting Baguio City's image as top summer destination. For now, environment officials have ordered the temporary closure of Irisan dump site, which receives 4,200 kilograms of Baguio's daily rubbish. Under a writ of kalikasan issued in 2012, this was ordered closed and should have been converted to an eco park. The site was also only allowed to receive biodegradables, yet environment officials found mixed recyclables here, such as plastics.
Unang-una yung mga tao rito sa paligid maapektuhan yan eh. Hindi angkop tong lugar, no, para sa mga nakatira dito, but they say na it was not like this before, no? Wala yung mga bahay na yan at nauna itong tinatawag nating open dump site na ito.
Pagkuha namin sa mga CBD, Central Business District, iba nakasako, nakasilutin, even in the mga restaurants. So that's the subject of our contract with the new contractor rapport, to process all of those and then separate yung plastic para madala sa engineered sanitary landfill.
The DNR assures Irisan dump site's closure won't cause any problem in garbage collection. The rubbish disposed for processing here represents only 3% of Baguio's daily waste. There are also alternative landfills in Pangasinan and Tarlac. After this, the DNR will also inspect Balili and Bued River, which are both heavily contaminated with trillions of bacteria from animal feces, mostly from over 1,000 piggeries, which directly dispose wastewater to these waterways.
Grace Villaluna is among frequent air travelers, going on a business trip at least twice a month. But now, her travels will cost more as regulators approve higher airfares beginning July 1st.
Sana gawa ng paraan din, no, sa lahat ng bagay, ano. That would be an added expense to individual, no. So gawan din ng paraan.
The Civil Aeronautics Board, or CAB, has approved new fuel surcharge rates in early June to reflect high prices of jet fuel in the world market. For domestic passengers, airfares will increase by about 30 to 120 pesos per trip, depending on the destination. Overseas travel will cost from 160 to 1,600 pesos more. CAB Executive Director Carmelo Arcilla says fuel surcharges are updated every 2 months.
Pagka malikot ang presyo ng langis sa pandaigdigang merkado, ang ginagawa ng mga airline sa suporta rin ng gobyerno ay pabayaan silang magkaroon ng tinatawag na fuel surcharge. Ang kaibahan ng ginawa natin, gumawa na ng matrix para hindi tayo na-overtake ng events.
Fuel surcharges have dropped in March to June, only to be restored beginning July with charges back to rates early this year. With higher airfares, passengers like Villanueva hope airlines would go the extra mile by improving their service, especially in addressing flight delays.
Pasaheros ang mapagbabalian ng mga surcharges. Pasahero ang magdurusa.
Yung ating frequently delayed flights na sana wala na yun.
Transportation Secretary Art Tugade vows to closely monitor the on-time performance of airlines.
Kung merong mga chronic delay dun sa pagtagpo ng tinatawag na mga schedules, pumayag ko sila na magkakaroon tayong scale of penalty. Yung scale of penalty, dalawang bagay. Meron pwedeng multa o penalty financial. At meron din gagawin dun sa slot, bababawasan o ibababa.
Tugade says government is rushing airport infrastructure projects to ease air travel and significantly improve passenger experience in the years to come.